Everyone, so welcome back. This is, we're just about to start the second day of our Cookie Clicker 100% speedrun. So this is going to be a 1-year speedrun. It's a long speedrun. So our first sugar lump is a few minutes away from maturing. And we are going to be using save scumming for this speedrun. And the sugar lumps are the first place where the save scumming is going to make a very big difference between non-scumming and scumming gameplay. Now, while we wait for that thing to finish maturing, the way we're going to do this is there's a bunch of different kinds of sugar lumps, and some of them are very rare, like the golden sugar lump takes on average like 2 years to get, even with optimal like upgrades for sugar lump production and rarity. Caramelized is a little bit more common, but you can see these give as many as 3 or as many as 7 sugar lumps. So meaning they add that much to your like currency counter for sugar lumps, which you can spend on upgrading your buildings. Now we have to upgrade every building, including the new Cortex Baker, to level 10, I believe. And that's going to require about, I think, 1,000 to 1,100 sugar lumps over the course of this run, which means averaging about 3 per day. Originally, I thought this was impossible to do without save scumming, but I just like did all the math super carefully yesterday, and what I realized is that it might not be actually. So I'm not going to try to do a no scum 100% 1-year speedrun of Cookie Clicker, but essentially you would only get 300 to 400 sugar lumps just from normal harvests, and you would have to complete your garden minigame. A minigame you unlock later that can give you sugar lumps 56 times over the remaining course of the year. On average, you'd have to complete it every 6 days, and so I asked the Cookie Clicker community on Reddit, and someone claimed that they've averaged over 50 completions of the garden, a completion every 6.7 days. So it might actually be possible. The big RNG gamble would be the golden sugar lump. In a year of gameplay, even with optimal upgrades for the sugar lump, you're still looking at only about a 50% chance. I suppose one strategy is like, you could basically just play a game like every day until the first sugar lump. If it's golden, you continue that for a 1-year run. If it's not, then you quit it. But still, you would have to be leaving your computer on 24/7, playing the garden every day. It would be a really intense, draining 1-year run. Maybe if like a team of people wanted to do it, they could, you know, do it without burning themselves out, but I don't know, it might be infeasible for one person. Okay, but, you know, that's enough talking. Let's actually start save scumming our first sugar lump here. And some people that have played this quite a bit might be wondering something, which is, well, how do you save scum a sugar lump? And maybe a lot of people know about this, maybe they don't. But I haven't seen it documented online anywhere, actually. Here's our spreadsheet. Make this pretty small. I normally do this with 2 monitors, but I'm going to be doing it on 1 screen just so you guys can see the first few saves. So let's see. 25 seconds left. Let's export this again. Okay, and we're going to put that right there. Write down the time that we're starting this, so 11:32 p.m. June 14. And right now, there's no point in clicking this because we're going to reload it and lose it. We're going to be, okay, we have maturation time is 20 hours, so we're going to have to start reloading at 7:32 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so the tricky thing with sugar lumps, and I can demonstrate this right here with the save we just made, is, by the way, easy way to reload a save is you hold Control, then hit OV, Enter. Makes reloading a bunch of times really quick. Anyways, you can see the sugar lump here, it's the same type. That doesn't change. And that's because here's the problem that needs to be solved for lump scumming, which is like the weirdest video game term ever. The sugar lump's type, so whether it's golden, caramelized, bifurcated, normal, is determined when it starts growing. so at the harvest of the previous lump. However, its type does not become visible until, I don't know, like 16 hours in on average, or something. Like, for the first many hours of the lump growing, all the different kinds of lumps look identical. And so what we have to do is save hundreds of different games where the lump starts growing at different times. So what we do is click this. We're going to be clicking it while it's mature. So we might lose some and have to, reload. But now we export this. Drop it right there. That's our first save done. We go here, take back our original, reload it, click it, export save, Control C, throw it down there. And we're gonna do this a lot. If we do this a couple hundred times, we'll pretty much be guaranteed to get a caramelized lump. If we do this 1,000 times, then we have a 50-50 chance of getting a single golden sugar lump. So we have a pretty big window of time. We can do this until it automatically falls. So that means we have another 4 hours. So I'm going to be sitting here for those 4 hours, or until I hit 1,000 saves, or until I go crazy and can't do this anymore. It's been a half hour, and it looks like we have like 120, between 120 and 130 saves. So I guess that means we'd have about 1,000 if we did this for the full 4 hours, but I don't think I'm willing to copy and paste the same thing for 4 hours just for a 50% chance of getting a golden sugar lump. So what I'll probably do is just finish off the hour, and that'll give us enough to guarantee a caramelized sugar lump tomorrow. By the way, if you guys, a lot of you probably know this already, but if y'all ever want to actually look at the code for Cookie Clicker, you just go to the web version, inspect it, and then under sources, in a specific file, you can just find all the main code. So right here, it looks like it remembered I was last looking at the sugar lumps code. Here's the function that actually determines what type of lump is growing. And you can see right at the start of the function, it sets the math library's random function calls to a seed, and that's your game seed plus the time at which the previous lump started growing. And so what we're essentially doing with our little spreadsheet here is we're running like hundreds of games in parallel with each other, each one having a sugar lump that started growing at a different time. So we get different outcomes from each of those hundreds of games, and therefore can probably get a better sugar. And one of the reasons I like this strategy is because it forces me to take a break from the game. So like any progress we make right now, it's not going to matter because we're going to be reloading a different game tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. So kind of forces you to take like off days from Cookie Clicker. What's up, y'all? Good morning. Yeah, it's the next day and the sugar lumps are ready, and my cat is making noise. So we still got about 10 minutes left, but Wiki says that actually you can tell the difference between them 5/7 of the way through their growth. So we should be good to actually start loading our saves and looking for weird sugar lumps. Got our first one. It's just bifurcated, but yeah, it's at least better than nothing. Okay, we got it caramelized, and gone through about over 200 saves now, so I was getting kind of worried because that's over the expected value of number of sugar lumps you'd have to go through for a caramelized. Okay, so if we don't get a golden, we at least have a caramelized to fall back on. Alright. The caramelized sugar lump is all ready, so you can't use normal save scumming to get weird sugar lumps, but you can use it just to harvest them. Right, watched harvest, and then we just reload. I believe caramel is gonna give you 1 to 3. Oh, there we go. All right, we're done. We're for sure gonna get the farm. We're in the garden. Probably want the Pantheon and the Grimoire, and then we're gonna save 1 lump for upgrading the garden 2 more times at the next caramelized sugar lump, because getting the stock market is not terribly important right now. Gameplay is going to get really complicated in the next hour or so, because we're also about to purchase Get Lucky. So we're going to have to start working on the garden and golden cookie combos at the same time. For starters, what we can do is save scum to check what golden cookie we have from the grimoire. And it's not a good one. So what we can do is reload back to that point. Purchase something like diminish ineptitude. We could try this one too. Oh, okay, don't want that one. There we go. And now we just wait for it to recharge and we'll get a different golden cookie. So for those of you that have never played the grimoire with save scumming, this is more or less it. There's other tricks that we'll get into later on, but for now that's pretty much what we're gonna do. See if we have a good golden cookie, cast another spell if we don't, and wait for it to recharge. We're going to be doing a lot of active play, so we're going to be going with Godzamok Miradol, probably Vomatrax for our 3rd slot. Not terribly important though. And we won't be able to complete the garden until after our next lump scumming, because you literally need a 3x3 area for some of these. This is like the plant mutation chart, and we're going to be completing this thing as fast as possible. Okay, so we got a frenzy, so this is where just kind of the first demonstration of comboing comes in. Since we have Godzamok up, what we can do is just quick sell off 100 cursors. And now we're getting, instead of 7 times production, 14 times production. Just as we go, we're going to be stacking as many of these effects as we can. Good comboing is kind of the heart of Cookie Clicker strategy, both for save scumming and non-scumming. Just a little trick for those of you that don't know a lot of like the key shortcuts. You can hit Control on your keyboard to go back and forth between single and times 10 purchases, and Shift on your keyboard to go back and forth between single and times 100 purchases. It's just good to know stuff like that, because when you're executing a combo, like 1 second can make a difference. Okay, let's see if we get it. No frenzy. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. This is it. Yeah. That's crazy. Whew. I can feel my heart. Okay, first decent combo. Yeah, it looks like both our baker's wheat are grown. So export save. It's time to start doing some garden scumming. Yeah, so bakeberry has a 1 in 1,000 chance to mutate in any spot that is adjacent to 2 baker's wheat. We have 2 spots, so say about a 1 in 500 chance. We're gonna have to reload the game 500 times. It's possible that the odds might actually be worse than 1 in 500 for us, because of plant priority. I don't know how that works, but let's just say like, well, in this case, baker's wheat, thumbcorn, and bakeberry can all appear in both of the open spots, and actually a metal weed for that matter. And so like, I presume the game has to check like which plant appears one at a time. And I don't know, if it puts a baker's wheat in there, does it like, will it replace the baker's wheat with a bakeberry, or like, does that just mean the chance for a bakeberry for that round is 0 now? Or if like, will it try to mutate every plant, and if so, if 2 plants try to mutate in the same spot, like a thumbcorn and a metalweed, how does it choose which one to actually populate the spot with? Answering that probably requires some code digging that I'm not going to do. Okay. We got it. I didn't delete it. Options. Export save. Control C. There we go. And now we're just going to take another second to garden scum. Oh, a thumbcorn. That was fast. Yeah, now we can fit a 2 Gods Mox into the combo. So it looks like we'll have enough mid-combo to buy some more upgrades. So let's see. 50, 90. Okay, cool. Ah, dang it. Fever Dream. Promising Fate. Sell. Okay, cool. 50 and 90. Okay, looking good. Let's get the kitchen. Buy. Sell. Perfect. Okay, cool. Bakeberry is done. Alright, it's past noon, so that brings us to the end of the first 48 hours of the speedrun. So checkpoints are available if y'all want to check them out. Here's the stats for the end of day 2, so we're at 14% for both upgrades and achievements. Yeah, see y'all in the next video.